All right. So, thanks so much, everybody, for being patient. So this here is TMNT 3 Radical Rescue. Really, really good Game Boy game that I actually didn't play growing up, so I don't have a lot of long-term sentimentality. But once I actually obtained a copy of it, I fell in love with this game right away. It's a TMNT Metroid-style game. It's quite good. It's very difficult, but it's kind of cool in that it lets you switch between the turtles to get different abilities. So there's a lot of backtracking involved. Reasonable combat, enemies with unfair hitboxes, you name it. It's got it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get her started. Hang on. Hang on a second. I'm having all kinds of controller problems today. There we go. My start button didn't fire that first time. Okay, so this is Radical Rescue. The only character we start off with is Michelangelo, and he honestly is the most important character in the game. Primarily, this has a lot of platforming elements, as you can see, and Mike is easily the best platforming character because he has a glide style move very similar to Dixie Kong and Donkey Kong Country 2. And 3, I guess. Shoutouts to Kong Cakes. This is going to help us a lot with clearing some gaps. So I'm pretty sure this is the only TMNT game with bats. Why they decided that needed to be a thing, but here we are. Didn't want to get hit by that. We'll manage, though. A couple important elements to go over here. Every turn... I think what I'm trying to say here. When you kill 10 foot soldiers in this game, you get a minor health up. It's like good for like 3 HP. We'll definitely be taking advantage of that. Oop, not want to go that way. Go down this way. You can see this is pretty open world. We can't go everywhere just yet, but we are going to make sure that we can go to a number of different places. I'm going to take a quick moment to grind out some health, though. I'm going to need it. We can respawn enemies, which is convenient, especially if we need to get health. I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, this is probably okay. Not want to jump down like that. Work your way through there. Didn't want that to happen. Okay, so I guess our scratch fight's gonna be even harder. I don't have the extra health. Some things I had to think about there. Okay, so for our first boss, we have Scratch. Scratch ordinarily isn't too terribly bad, but I am going to have to play with a lot of safety applied. Because my health is really low, as you can see, and I already lost my max healing item. The other thing to note about bosses in this game, they have an absurd amount of iframes. Like, when they take a hit, they're invincible for something like 3 seconds. It's pretty stupid. And I don't know why it's a thing. It definitely adds a great deal to the challenge. See, we get a lot of safety out of that. Just get to glide over all of this nonsense he's trying to do. Take that. Teenage Metroid Castlevania, I like it. Okay, so back on the quest for more health. Couple things about pizza in this game. Full pizza can have 2 utilities. If you need health, it heals your health to full. Not want to take that hit from the laser. Lasers do 2 damage, so... Give me one moment. I gotta realign this. May not be able to focus as much on chat here. Like this. Ooh, this part's gonna be sketch. This part's quite lag heavy. This game has issues with the amount of sprites that can appear on screen at once. And these little Roombas tend to cause a lot of issues with that. Taking a hit. Okay, a little bit of attention there, I had to. Okay, so little bit of good news coming up. We're going to rescue our first bro, that being Leo. The ability that Leo is going to give us is the capability of drilling through holes. Or rocks, more specifically. Going to get us our first max health upgrade, which we'll be able to snag right over here. What's cool about this is if you're actually drilling through a rock, it also gives you iframes, which is really neat. Of course, I missed the input there, but we got full health back off that, so that's cool. We'll stick with Leo for a little bit. We don't need to glide for at least not too long. Also, big shout outs to the friggin' soundtrack in this game. This soundtrack is nuts. So good. I think some of the composers from Symphony of the Night actually worked on this game. Definitely take that. I'm gonna wait out the laser because I'm trying to be safe. Remember, it's been a minute. A little bit of lag there, but that's okay. Need a bit of backtracking here. Oh yeah, I can't go that way. I think I may have missed a turn. Give me a second. Yes, I did, because over here is where we need to... It's actually one of our key spots for Leo. Get this key card. Probably the first TMNT game to feature key cards, but definitely not the last. Wouldn't want that to happen, but that's okay. I don't know about that video game. That seems pretty sketch. So the thing about the hitboxes in this game, they're really bad. Like, they're honestly legitimately just bad. they're so far in enemy's favor that you have to really make sure that you're trying hard to avoid whatever it is they're trying to do to you. Oh, wait. Go this way. So I'm studying from notes here. I don't mind that damage boost. We're fine. There's also actually a pizza right over here, so that'll help. Quick thing about offense, the jump kick is actually, I think, the best form of offense in this game. It's kind of hard to utilize at times because you really want it to be instant right off the ground, and of course it does give you a vertical leap. So sometimes you don't want to take advantage of that kind of high movement, but sometimes it's just good. And being able to hit right off the ground while also being able to move forward is great, obviously, because if you're just standing still swinging, then you're not moving, and that's slow. This guy. That guy. All right, now we're going to switch back to Mike. We need him to be able to get us across this easier. We also got another boss fight coming up, spoilers, so we'll utilize that. All right, heading down this ladder. Also, I did see him in chat, but I have to give all the props to my tag team partner, Enemy TV, who I think is a bigger inspiration for me running this game than I am. I'm always well aware of how big of a fan he is of this game, and it's a fun one to de-rust, and I'm glad I was able to do it this time around. But like sometimes I'm just like, man, this game is a hell of a de-rust. But hey, as my teammate, he's my biggest inspiration. So big ups. Snag that. Snag that. Okay, for our second boss. In the speedrun, this is probably the worst boss in the game. Dirtbag is really awful. Primary reason being he's the most random of any of the bosses. Granted, all the bosses have RNG and whatever the heck they do, but Dirtbags is the worst because if he gives you bad luck, he can just leave the screen completely, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait for him to get back. You saw it there at the beginning where he just leaped off screen and tried to dive on me, and he's going to do it again. It is possible to get a fight where he doesn't do that, and it's great. It's exactly as great as you think it would be. Meantime, we're just going to dodge this nonsense, keep hitting with our whip. That was actually something I realized today, was that most of the melee attacks in this game are very comparable to a Castlevania whip, which is just another reason why this is essentially a Castlevania title, or at least a future-proof Castlevania title. Solid fight, though. Didn't take a death. That guy. These guys are kind of a menace. They take a lot of hits. I think they take 3. Yeah, my goal is generally never to have to do that, but sometimes you do what you have to do. That. Ordinarily what I'd do is just do a straight shot down to this ladder, but I really wanted the health. So no qualms. Those guys. Okay. There's something over there. Get out of here. We can just walk into these flames. They're not going to hurt us. Alright, this jump's really hard. I'm going to see if I can get it. Not that. Like I said, that jump is a beating. One of the harder ones in the game. This one's a little bit easier. It's especially easy if you miss the first one, because then you get a free damage boost out of it. On our way to the caverns, with the gloomiest music in the game by quite a bit. Okay. Onto our key door, where we rescue Raph. Also a useful character. Raph's ability is that he can crawl into his shell and go under gaps. So essentially anything that another character can't fit under, Raph can always go under. I was not sure if I was going to get hit there or not. Not feeling too great about my health here. But here's where we use Raph right away. We're going to scoot under here. Another thing to note, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, all of the turtles have the exact same range on their hitboxes. And Mike, Leo, and Raph all behave exactly the same in terms of how much range they have from like a horizontal standpoint. Donatello is the exception. He has the same amount of horizontal range as the other 3. The big difference with Don is that he has a low hitbox, and that when he swings, it's a little bit lower to the ground, so he can kill Roombas while standing, whereas the others can't. Right, I gotta study real quick. Okay, that was mean. Not a fan. Way up here. Okay. Under our door. And someone decided Yoku blocks need to be a thing in a TMNT game. So here we go. Wait most of these out. Definitely the safer play. There's a fast way to do it, of course, because there always is, but... one second. Okay, I couldn't remember which way to go. Go up the ladder. I said it's been a minute. Sure, everyone's patience. This is fine. We're getting a max health upgrade, so we're not in any danger. Stick with Leo for just a little bit. Oh, wait. Right back to Raph. One of the only times we switch to or from a character that's not Michelangelo. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Actually, I don't think I need it. There's a pizza over there for safety. I'm probably gonna get it on my way back. I don't think I need it right now. Quick laser dodge there with Raph. For some reason, I love the visual of him just crawling in his shell inside the boss chamber. But we're going to switch back to Mike. I believe in the world record they stay with Raph just to save time, but I'd rather have Mike for the safety. So Triceraton isn't a really hard boss once you've learned the fight, but he is kind of annoying because he can do stuff like that. Like the fact that he can just pin you in the corner with a laser and then shoulder charge you. Feels like prison at times. Kind of sucks. Not that I've ever been to prison, but you know. Why did I duck there? That was weird. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to use that, but I think we should be okay. Take this thing. He's not invincible during those charges, but it's incredibly risky to approach him while he's doing it because he's gonna unleash it, so he's basically just a walking hitbox. Sucks we lost the health up there, but we can go get it back. As I mentioned, there's one on the way back on the left, so we should have too many issues there. I am gonna get to... really? Okay. Iframes. They're fun. We're gonna go this way. What? Okay. Iframes are fun. I love iframes, especially when I get to use them. Alright, so we're gonna snag that. We're gonna go through this door. Actually, wait. Nope, definitely the wrong way. We're heading back down through the Yoku blocks. Not quite the clean path I wanted, but that's hard to get. Certainly possible, but not easy. Oh, jetpack ninjas. I don't know how I didn't hit that one first. Okay, let's not do that. Didn't want that either. Things are looking a little bit grim. Should be able to get some help, I think. I would prefer if a gang of foot soldiers would show up. That way I could try to get some temporary health. Back to Wrath. I foresee losing the pizza here because we are going to have bomb soldiers, and those guys are really, really hard to dodge 100%. Oh, if you press jump while airborne with Wrath, it automatically goes in the shell, whether you want it or not. Like ordinarily, if you're on the ground, you have to press down and jump, but if you're airborne with them, it's just jump. Here we rescue Donatello. Quick bit of trivia, Donatello is by default the most worthless character in this game, which is certainly not common for TMNT titles. And I say that because in the any percent run of this game, you don't ever rescue Donatello, because there's a glitch that you can use to skip a section that you would normally have to use him in. It allows you to just skip it, so you can actually just skip right past having to obtain him. It's how the game was able to get to under like a 25-minute time, I think. This is gonna be scary. Yep. That guy's a big reason for it. These guys are such trolls. Like, I can't stand jetpack ninjas in this game. Through the gate. I don't quite know what's in store for us, but I am gonna go ahead and Leo my way down here. This isn't necessary, but I want to do it anyway. So here we do need Don. Don's Grant in Castlevania 3. He just gets to climb walls. There's the low hitbox in action where I just got to kill a Roomba just by standing there. But as mentioned, even though he can climb walls, and that would normally be mandatory to be able to access certain segments of this game, because of the fact that there's Dawn Skip, which we'll get to that soon, you just don't need to be able to do it. These mine carts do a lot of damage, but I really don't care. There's a pizza here, so we're fine. Didn't quite know where the jump on that one was, so I just had to back up and reroute it a little bit. Okay. Fine, video game. We'll go left. A little bit of a damage boost city here. Take a couple hits. Work our way down. Okay, that's fine. I am gonna get the health though. It's fine. I guess Don, by default, since he's so good against Roombas, makes him the worst against Pats, so he can't hit them while standing. I never even thought about that until just now. So here's where the skip happens. This is the room known for what's called Don Skip, which the ironic part is we're going to tip Don Skip with Donatello. Happens right here. We're going to actually ignore this foot soldier. He's going to respawn every time. We have to, it's a pixel perfect trick where you can essentially wiggle your way. I'm going to try it a few times. Cool, I got it. You have to wiggle right and then immediately left to get your turtle to be able to phase into that platform. And then you just get to skip having to climb the wall. It's a neat trick. And it's, as I mentioned, it's the entire reason why 80% is so different from 100%. Because you get to do that. But I run 100% because 80% is really hard, and basically compared to Mega Man X, like even though 80% is faster, 100% is definitely easier. That's not what I wanted to do, but I can at least do this the correct way now. Just hold left, jump, there we go. Go way back through here. Essentially, this is just going to be one big circle of backtracking. We're going back to that same room with the jetpack ninja where we went down, only this time we're going up. Really the only difference. I'm going to get that health. I did that on purpose. I was going to do it anyway. I only have 6 health at it. Well, that I actually want. I mentioned I love the music in this game. Go take this. So in this instance, we're actually going to attempt Dawn Skip with a turtle that's not Dawn. I'm going to give it a few attempts, but I definitely don't want to drag out the time too much. So if I miss it after a few, then we're going to switch to Dawn and do it the correct way. Or the intended way. Cool, got it. Go this way. Go this thing. This thing. God, jump kicks hitbox is so good at this game. It is total money. Here's our next health upgrade. There's a couple different ways you could do this. One way involves switching to Dawn, but I'd rather just do it where I can drill the middle portion halfway down, and then immediately just go back up left and go that way. That was pretty jank. I don't know about that, but okay. Alright, more damage boosting. We're just going to soak up a ton of damage here. I'm going to take as much damage from fire as I can. Fire does less damage than spikes. It only does 1 to spikes doing 2. Back to our original theme. I actually believe this theme was recycled for TMNT 2 on Game Boy, which honestly is a game I have a lot more nostalgia for, even though I think this game is better. So low on health, we're going to snag this pizza. Big thing to watch out here for is landmines. Landmines do 4 damage. Just don't let them touch you. There's no reason to. Wait, is that a... I can drill down there, but I guess there's no reason to. Alright, let's move on. Back outside. Pretty simple little platforming section here. We're just going all the way to the right and heading back down. Nothing special. You get to hear the dope Game Boy rendition of the theme, though. That I'm fine with. That. Let's see. Down this way. I know what I need to do. I can't remember where exactly I need to do it. I believe it's here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, so it is all the way down. I was right. I just didn't have faith. Here we go. This guy not bother us. Continue our way to the right. Hopefully ignore that giant mech. Really don't care about him. They're gonna follow us. Sometimes they catch up with us so far that they just get to try to go football on us, and we're just gonna not let that happen. Ooh, that jump was clean. Let's go. Down this way, down the ladder. These bubbles are pretty annoying. They do a pretty good amount of damage. Must have been someone from Contra, I guess. Alright, you can actually do that where you only take 1 damage boost, but it's kind of tough. Let's move on. Okay, there we go. Zag our way down here. Yo, that dude had hops. Let's go. Through here. We're on our way to our 4th boss here at this point. This segment's a bit unruly. There's quite a bit going on in any given room. Most of which I'm not a huge fan of. Ladder. This one's going to require a bit of memory. So, we don't have to switch to Dawn here, but there's a pizza up here that I'm going to get that only he can obtain, so we're going to go ahead and do that. The boss I'm going to face is a bit of a jerk, so I'd rather have the safety. More Yokus. Okay. Definitely did not want to take that 2 damage. We're okay. Alright, so while Scaletail is not the hardest boss in the game, by the way, get your snakes out if you have them. He is probably the most annoying because his damage output is just so gnarly. Those flames do 4 if they touch you, and the tail does 3. His moves are pretty easy to telegraph, but sometimes he just decides to be a jerk and there's not much you can do. Sometimes he'll just, like, put a flame on the ground like that. You have to, like, hop over that and do all this nonsense. Essentially taking damage in order to be able to do that. Not fun. Go around at this point. Oh, what a jerk. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna chill on this one. Or not. So I'll just do what I always do. Biscuit for the biscuit. Ooh, I thought that was gonna hit me. I wasn't certain about that one. That was nuts. We got to keep our pizza. So we're out of here. Rolling on out. Kill the bubble. Moving out. Let's go. And that last dodge was I don't even know what to say about that. That was ridiculous. That was definitely something else. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so I was right. This way. Back to the caverns. This is where our 4th rescue is going to happen. Give me that. This is the first rescue we have that is essentially completely inconsequential to gameplay. Like, it doesn't help us or hurt us. That jump's actually pretty tough, and I'm pretty happy I landed that. Oh yeah, cool thing. When you're on a ladder, you don't actually use your weapon, you throw ninja stars. You basically get to be Mega Man for a little bit. It's also maybe my favorite quote ever in any game. Once we rescue Splinter, he makes sure that we have to prepare for battle, so feel free to settle on that one for a little bit. Let Don carry us out of here. Stick with him for a little bit. There are Roombas in this section, so I prefer having him anyway. That was weird, but okay. Go. This part seems a bit arbitrary on paper, but unfortunately it is necessary, because, I mean, the only thing we're doing going down here for is a key card. There's literally no other reason to be going down here, but we do need it. Part of the 100%. Trying to fall and then glide, and it didn't work. A little bit too skittish there, I think. But okay. Mistakes were made. So I thought I had a proper hitbox, and then lag came into play. Oh, weird glitch with foot soldiers in this game. You may have seen it there, but if a foot soldier jumps off screen to where it's no longer visible, like it did there, and then you wait and climb up, it'll spawn in the same place where it jumped. Useless room. But we have to. It transports us back over here. Oh my god, I did not press up. A little bit of a time waste there, but it's okay. Like, no guys, seriously, there is no one here to rescue. You can go home now. Everything's fine. Quick thing I want to throw out, for people who enjoy TMNT NES, like the very first one, I always recommend this game as like it's definitely not quite the spiritual successor, but it's a very different type of gameplay to what a majority of TMNT games are offering. So I always recommend this one, but there is a very discernible difference. The turtles don't have their own health bar. They all share the same health. You can see I have 14 HP there, but every turtle has that. Like I switched from Don to Mike and I still have the same health. Alright, this is gonna be a bit where am I supposed to be? This doesn't feel correct. Maybe it's okay though? Okay. Didn't respect the iframes. This is where you're supposed to come from, but so this is where I'm supposed to be, but I think there's a chance I may have missed something. I hope I didn't. I'm gonna keep going though. If anything, I think there's a chance that I may have missed a key card, but I'm honestly not sure. Oh yeah, something's definitely wrong here. All right, I'm gonna backtrack a tad. I also can't go through there, and that's unfortunate. Right, give me 1 second. There's something in this room I was supposed to do that I must have missed. Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate. I'm only going back here so I can get the pizza. Literally no other reason. Rather feel safe. Wait, is this where I'm supposed to be going? Okay. Maybe it was this the whole time. Yeah, that was actually right. Okay. I just got there a different way and I didn't think about that. No bubbles. No. Oh my god, the clutch. Let's go. No bubbles, please. Okay. Rude. Crazy rude. Oh hey, I did not know those guys dropped health. I thought it was only the foot soldiers. Good to know. Right, there's our key card. Way back through here. This is probably the hardest room in the game. If not, it's definitely up there. It just throws everything at you. Lasers, bubbles, all in really weird patterns and pacing and whatnot. Like it's kind of gross. Do my best to be mindful of what I'm trying to do. Okay, there we go. Not a bad room, all things considered. Should be able to wake our way to the end here. I don't actually know if I missed a key card or not, but I'm just gonna keep going. Because we've got max health. You know this isn't true 100%, then well. Ah, boo. The douche. Kill this. Kill this thing to reduce lag. Another jetpack room. We're gonna have to deal with some stuff. Really didn't want that to happen. That dropped me right back down into some nonsense. Away. Away. Down we go. This gets my vote for hardest room in the game. This room's a nightmare. Not only is it full of really unusual Yoku blocks, but it also has the worst enemy sets. Both bomb enemies and jetpack enemies. I'm going to be a little bit safe here because I really don't want to mess this up. First try, let's go. And there's a pizza in here, so we're good to go. So our final boss gauntlet. I really didn't want to get hit by that, but I think it should be okay. Okay, on to our wave of bosses. For this, they're basically giving us the Mega Man treatment. We had to fight everything all over again, including a new boss. Essentially, the best pattern you can get from scratch, I think, is where he decides to jump back twice and then do the lunge across the screen. It's certainly the most predictable. Claw is an issue. That thing has insane range. That. It also seems to have the biggest hitbox. Like the high hitbox on it is really, really big, so it can anti-air you really well. I think I'm just going to tank the rest of this. So the real challenge here is making sure I can get it to Shredder, who is the final boss. Hopefully with all my health intact plus the pizza. So with all the missed backtracking I did, I think it's going to be underestimate, but I think we'll be fine. We have the butt mole. It's labeled by Crazy Ape. World record holder in this game. It's actually behaving a little bit. I'm gonna not look this gift horse in the mouth. Take all these hits, please. Oh my goodness, this is the best RNG. Let's go. I'm even fine with that. This is quite lucky. As long as he wants to stay grounded, I don't mind that. Of course, he had to jump. That's okay. Quit. Aw, I thought I could hit him first. You normally can, but my hitboxing was bad. What are you gonna do? Moving on through our door. This one I can tend to have some issues with on refights. Another thing to acknowledge about the refights, all the bosses have max health, whereas they didn't the first time. Like, they have the same amount of health that I do, so the fights are tougher by proxy. I'll take the hit from him rather than the laser. The laser does more damage and it stuns you, so you don't want to get hit by that. Pretty standard. If he does the jump over pattern, it just means he's going to do a short charge. Not too big of a deal. I hate it when he does this. Had to take that hit. Ooh, almost got touched with that laser. That would have been bad. Clutch that out for show. They're a bit of an annoying one here for Scale Tail's the same as ever. Just gotta take as little damage as you possibly can, but his minimum damage output is 3, so that's kind of hard, whereas the most you can do to him is 1. In fact, that's one of the bigger issues with boss fights in this game. You can only do a single damage to him at any given time. You can never do more. Ooh, that was not good. I'll let him do his thing. So the gust stops. Didn't like that. Understandable. That's not good. I want to see if I get the hit on him first. I don't think it would have mattered. Sometimes it's worth a try, right? We'll just finish him from here. There we go. Alright, 2 full health bars going to Shredder. By far the hardest fight in the game. And we are going to need this health, and I'm also going to need to remember how these patterns are supposed to go. It's going to be the most interesting part of all this. This flame is not too terrible to deal with. A little crouch just means he's going to do a short hop, and you can easily jump that. Step kick is honestly the one attack I'm worried about in this phase. It's definitely the most degenerate. It's instant, it has insane range. It can anti-air you if you're trying to space him. It's annoying. It's really, really obnoxious. Shredder also looks really, really cool here, I think. Like, I love the Cyber Shredder aspect of his look. Here we have a quick teleport. This one's not too bad. He's going to teleport to the middle. We're going to hit him. He always step kicks after that. That's consistent. I want to get hit by that, but that's okay. Hope. Jump. I did not want to get hit by that. Alright, so I'm going to get more space here for the final phase. Cool, got the hit before he teleported. Good. For second phase, he actually does gain a couple of attacks. He gains another short hop attack that features a dive kick that's pretty easy to deal with. The more problematic one is the upgrade he gets to his flame wave. Dive kick I was talking about. This flame wave's the same. There's one he can do out of the air that covers the entire screen, and it's pretty awful. Actually surprised I was able to avoid that. Yeah. Still doing good on health at least. That guy, get out of this corner, because screw this. There's the one. That thing does 4 damage. You don't want to get hit by that. I just going ham with him. He also dive kicks out of it always. Didn't like that. Whew, got there. Alright, let's freaking go. Still sucks I couldn't be underestimated, but time's not quite yet. We're actually going to go through this door. And we have to rescue April, who's ever so happy to see us, because she loves us. And that's going to be time.